Well, hello there, stranger. Long time no see. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Sessions with Sev. Starting off some World of Tanks in the background for your viewing pleasure while I talk about whatever I feel like talking about on your normal, casual, what's today? Saturday Sessions with Sev episode. Don't mind me, I pulled my usual shenanigans of not uploading a video in ages. But partial excuse, maybe, is that I haven't really been playing too many games lately that you're able to really record in. Allow me to further my excuse and elaborate on said excuse. I've been doing, well, I had been, past tense, shall we, doing a lot of stuff with my Arma clan called the 82nd Airborne Division. They were an I-44 unit. And recently switched to Arma 3, so I'd been doing stuff with that. Not like I left the unit or anything, I just haven't been participating in anything. And I've been in reserves because I haven't felt like playing simply enough. But this is due to how I normally do business, and that's I play a game for a couple months, get really freaking bored of it, and then go on to another game. So recently, I've gone back to my go-to games for gaming boredom. You see, there's method to my madness in the fact that there's a transition phase between enjoying one game for months and then enjoying another game for months. There's about a week-long transition, and I'm in the middle of that transition. And my go-to games for said transition, I have two in particular as of recent. My usual World of Tanks, which I've been playing for ages and probably will continue to play for ages. On that subject, speaking of this game I do rather well in the IS-3 on the newly, pre-created Muravenka. And this is my first actual game. I had been playing the Chaffee races, don't ask about that. This is my first game actually back in a real match, and I hadn't played in about 6 months. So, that's what you're seeing right here. And I'll admit, I've been playing some World of Tanks lately as my boredom seems to increase from the week to week basis, and I've been enjoying it, but it's not going to be my game that I go back to. As everyone knows, I'd been into World Tanks for a long time, and that was one of the games that I've kind of swapped in between with my usual bi-monthly, almost tri-monthly cycles. That sounds kind of wrong, but I'm going to ignore that. I'm not quite sure what game I'm going to move on to next. I guess we'll just have to see what sounds interesting to my brain at any given time. Speaking in the game department, actually I've bought a couple new games recently. One of them is a surprise that you will see on a later date. 20 minutes. And the other one is a racing simulator on Steam called Assetto Corsa, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And it's cool. I got it because I really wanted a racing game. Not really my speed, though. It's a little too... For those guys that got the full setups with the Oculus Rift and whatnot, those steering wheels and the gearbox, that's not my speed. It's a little too hardcore parkour for my casual style, so... I'll play it, and whenever I want to do more racing games, and it's nice to have, so whenever I am in the mood for that, I have something to play, but it's just not quite my deal. And besides the other game, which will be shown possibly shortly, I haven't really been buying or playing anything else. I'm actually saving all of my money. Money which I have obtained from recent activities such as my 10th birthday, which was lovely. I did everything I wanted to do, but it sucks because now people call you an adult and sir, and I want to smack every last one of them. That's besides the point, but I've been saving my money for a good reason, and I could have done this last year. I got a good amount of money last year from doing some stuff, and I should have saved it, but I didn't, and I'm regretting it because now I've saved enough money where if I had saved that money I had previously had, I could afford a very nice gaming PC right now, but I can't, so I gotta do some more work. I gotta go get some more monies, and I'll be able to buy... I want to save at least 1,000, but preferably 1,200. That way I could probably get something that I can customize later on, and that will be good to go for at least 2-3 years so I can play all these new games and play them in high settings, 60 to 100 frames, and really enjoy some of the stuff that I can enjoy now, but not to the level of you can have the graphics settings all jacked up and just be like rocking every bit of it. I can't quite do that in my current setup. For those of you who don't know, I do have a Mac, and every time I say that, people, and I'm playing ARM, people go, wait, how do you play ARM on a Mac? I have this thing called Boot Camp, and those of you familiar with Macs know it probably, and this allows you to install other operating systems on a Mac, just a desktop or iMac or something like that, or an iMac little notebook or whatever. So I think it was 2 summers ago I actually did that process because I really wanted to play DayZ. That's how I got into the whole ARMA thing. But I did it, and I have Windows 7 on my Mac, and that's how I'm able to play a lot of games. And don't get me wrong, my Mac is really, it's actually rather beastie for a Mac. I got it with an upgraded graphics card and extra RAM and whatnot, but that was back in, what was it, 2011? I think, and it's a little outdated now, to be honest. It can't run some of these beast mode games as well as I would like it to, which is really disappointing. So that's my interest in getting a new gaming PC. I'm going to have my friend Dusty help me out with getting and buying and purchasing certain parts, because I have no idea what building your own PC is like. So that's going to be Dusty's business. He's going to help me out with that. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully I can get some more money here soon. So hopefully by the beginning of next year, I will be able to buy my own very first gaming dedicated PC, and I'm excited for it, so that's gonna be cool. Now, that just won't allow me to derp around in video games and waste more time, because to be honest, the past 5 years of my life, I've done nothing but play video games and nothing else really productive, with the exception of the small amount of content I put up on SevRoks here. But I want it to change, and I'm gonna make it change, and that PC is gonna help it change. One of the reasons I don't record a lot of stuff is because I would love to just be able to have Fraps open all the time, have Audacity open all the time, and whenever I feel like recording, click, click, ready to record. But I can't exactly do that right now, because with my Mac, I can't run all games great. And what games I can run on low enough settings that I can still see what's going on, but have 30 frames, which is enough to be able to play solidly. When I record, I want to have the quality up, so therefore I have to crank the graphics up a little bit. Or my frames, when I record on low settings, just can't handle it. So getting that PC is going to help a lot in that respect. So all in all, that's my excuse and my reasons as to why I haven't been posting videos. I know, stupid and ever so annoying as usual, but that was that World of Tanks replay, and if you were paying attention, it was actually a good game for a first game. Mastery Badge Ace Tanker and a plethora of other badges, including Confederate. A metric butt ton of damage, 4,300 something. I can't quite see the screen because the image is small, but World of Tanks nonetheless. I may end up bringing you some videos back of that in the future. Now, to move on to something that I haven't really ever done a video on or talked about, and it's my new secondary casual game, and that is none other than a very enjoyable MMO. You guessed it, Star Trek Online. I know I'm not one to normally like Star Trek, so let me get a little bit of background on them. But first, this is just a little Gorn, I think is what they're called. Just a little skirmish in some random quadrant. So that's the only really content I could get on a short notice without spoiling any sort of storyline or anything like that. So, Star Trek Online, or Star Trek in general, where did that come from? I am a known avid Star Wars fanatic, so why would I enjoy a game that's its biggest rival? Well, I've come to the conclusion, after watching a massive plethora of Star Trek The Next Generation, that I love them both equally. Holy crap, call me a communist. And for all those that debate the Star Trek versus Star Wars debacle, you're all wrong. They're both fabulous in their own ways, and as far as I'm concerned, they both exist in the same universe. I'm not get into that, but I know because you're curious, brief explanation. How I look at all these like sci-fi movies and stuff like that is I believe they all kind of take place in the same universe, but either just a different dimension or galaxy. Star Wars, as we all know, takes place in a galaxy far, far away. Star Trek takes place in more of a modern, futuristic setting. Therefore, they could both be in the same universe, just in different galaxies. I mean, come on, think about it. It's logical. Now, please do allow me to explain my change of heart. I was never really a fan of Star Trek. I always immediately said, so, well, Star Wars is obviously better, because I'd only ever seen Star Wars. It wasn't until recently I saw Star Trek on Netflix, and I watched Star Trek Into Darkness on Netflix, and it was good. It was really a good movie. So I'm like, I wonder if I've just kind of been overlooking Star Trek all of these years, so I went and started watching Star Trek The Next Generation, all 7 seasons on Netflix, and boy was I ever missing out. I'm almost glad that I was missing out, because I have something amazing to watch now. I love Star Trek and Star Wars for 2 entirely different reasons. Star Trek is very exploration based. It's all about finding new life and all these little mini adventures. It's almost like the A-Team in the sense that every episode is a different adventure, but if you watch them all together, they all make sense together. Which is why Star Trek is so easy for someone new to the series to pick up and not be persecuted for watching it or not knowing exactly what they're talking about. It's very approachable. You could watch any episode in any of the seasons of The Next Generation and you understand what's going on. But if you watch it from beginning to end, you really understand what's going on, and you love the characters and everything so much more. Star Wars doesn't have that. It's movies. You love the characters, but you have to watch them 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in order to really completely make sense. If you watch 5 or 6, you can enjoy it, but you're missing something. With Star Trek, especially because it's in TV show form, I really don't feel like I'm missing a whole lot, which is not a bad thing. It makes it very approachable. It makes it really enjoyable to just casually watch, but you can still understand and comprehend it and go hardcore parkour and be a Trekkie if you so wanted to. And so that's my conclusion of why Star Trek, I find, is freaking awesome. Jean-Luc Picard is baller. That's all I got to say. Next Generation is... I've been enjoying it more than almost any other TV show. There's only a couple TV shows that honestly rival how much I enjoy The Next Generation. I have tried watching the originals, and I will say I'm not a fan of the originals purely because I don't feel as connected to the characters. The Next Gen characters are lovable, they're believable, and they're just overall awesome in their own uniqueness. The original was a little wonky. The acting wasn't quite up to speed, therefore I was kind of put off by it, but, you know, that's just me. To each their own. So that explains my interest in Star Trek Online and why I'm only level 25, because I haven't been playing it that much, because it's my casual game. It's my secondary casual game that I really enjoy playing from time to time, and I can hop on, play a mission, and get off whenever I feel like it. My character and all my goodies will save right in the spot where I logged off. So it's a really fun, casual MMO to play. And I really, really, really have been enjoying myself in playing it, and I'm more than enough in enjoying The Next Generation on Netflix. So if you have Netflix and you haven't watched it yet, I highly suggest Star Trek The Next Generation. You'll thank me later. While Star Trek Online is a really fun, casual game, like with most MMOs, I can only play it for a certain amount of time. I get bored of it and want to do something else, something fresh, and I like to be able to go in first person and actually do stuff with my hands. So, with that being said, there's got to be something else I'm playing, right? Matter of time. I mean, come on, it's me. Me and my space games. Ignore the intro and the music, I've been watching too much Guardians of the Galaxy, but this is Star Citizen. And if you don't know what Star Citizen is, you've either been living under a rock or slightly challenged. Star Citizen is a MMO, persistent universe, and massively amazing, fantabulously detailed space simulator, brought to you by Cloud Imperium Games and Roberts Space Industries. Star Citizen recently broke the record for the highest earning crowd-funded effort ever, amassing to a total of $56 million. God dang, that is a lot of money to make a game. That's why so many people have so much riding on this game. The lead developer, Chris Roberts, is apparently well known in the space-making game industries. If you've ever heard of a game called Wing Commander, you probably know who he is. I personally have not. I've just done a lot of research via the Mighty Jingles Star Citizen videos. Cough, cough. Though I may not be familiar with the man's work, I am now. And I must say, myself and millions of other people are holy crap waiting for this game to come together even more than it is now. Currently, this is my self-land hangar. I'm just taking a walk around, and if you're familiar with Star Citizen, you probably know everything I'm looking at, therefore there's no need to explain. But the self-land hangar is part of the Arena Commander, or hangar module, and that's currently the kind of the alpha test build of the game. And this is what is allowing backers and pledgers, such as myself, to get their hands on some gameplay. And it's not just gameplay, it's a lot of gameplay, while it might not look at it. And to be honest, there's a lot of games out there that have about this amount of content, and they're complete games. This is very, very early alpha. As you can see, I'm taking a look here at my Aurora MX, or MR Plus, sorry, that came with my pledge package that I purchased for only $45. And this got me access to the full game upon its release, the full single-player game upon its release. Star Citizen is going to be broken up into two games, Star Citizen and Squadron 42. They both tie into each other, but they can also be played separately. And that also gets me 1,000 credits for in-game, it gets me a ship to start off with, it gets me an Arena Commander Pass, and a bunch of other goodies that I'm going to need either when the game is launched, or I can go ahead and use now. And while I'm well aware a lot of what people talk about when they speak of Star Citizens, they talk about potential. They talk about, oh, it can do this, or it's going to do this, and hopefully Chris Roberts will bring us that. I like looking at what's tangible, what's in front of me, and then basing my opinion off what's going to happen from there. And god dang, let me just show you. This is the Arena Commander module. It's like the alpha dogfighting module that allows players to get some flight experience in-game. And this is Vandal's Swarm. It's one of the many game types or game modes, and this is a single player versus AI. I have AI on my team, and I'm going up against AI. What I find interesting about Arena Commander is all Cloud Imperium games would need to do is add a couple new game modes, add some sort of unlocking and leveling up system for ships and whatnot, and they would have a really fun, really enjoyable, very realistic feeling, just a dogfighting space game. But that's not what they're going for. This Arena Commander module is nothing but an outline for how space combat is going to feel. This is a very basic idea of what space combat in Star Citizen / Squadron 42 is going to be like. And I think when people look at Arena Commander now and they realize how fun it is and how almost polished it is in a lot of ways, and moments like that where it flies past you and you hear an explosion behind you, just those kind of situations, it feels almost like a polished game. And the fact that it's not, and there's so much more to build onto it, excites so many people, and I know it excites me. Oh man, the plans I have for this game. I've been wanting something like Star Citizen for so long. Some really fun, really enjoyable, exploring game that takes place in space. It's almost like Star Trek, Star Wars, and every other space-related game or movie you ever loved, and just thrown into a beautiful mashup of first-person glory. Now, here's the time where I start ranting about what I want to do in this game when it actually gets into the beta phases where there's persistent worlds, you can go planet-side and do all these fantabulous things. Now, me, I'm an explorer at heart and at most every game I play. I do like to build and I like to have a home, but I love exploring, especially in space. And the fact that you're going to be able to choose what you love to do and just do it is what makes Star Citizen so exciting for so many people. There's no skill limits. There's no, oh, well, if I want to be this profession, I have to get to a certain level, pay a certain amount of credits to be this profession so I can actually go do these things and whatnot. No, you do a couple trading routes, you get money for an exploration vessel, you throw some long-range scanners on it, and you go. You just go. And that is exactly what I plan on doing in Star Citizen. I've actually already taken a step towards that, and I've created an organization within Star Citizen. You guys know what clans and factions are and whatnot, and various MMOs and games, guilds, for example. And you can create, like, a little company or whatnot with your friends, and you guys can do stuff together and all share the same clan tag. Well, I've already taken the liberty of doing that for Star Citizen, and I've created something that dates back to space engineers. It's called the Royal Galactic Federation. It dates back to my days in Space Engineers when we avidly played, when I say we with some friends, avidly played survival and just created massive flagships and had so much fun. I created the RGF as the faction that we had in Space Engineers, and I transferred that over to Star Citizen. Why? Because it could work very well. I almost treat the RGF like they're their own people, even though it's a kind of an organization or a clan I made up. But I treat them like their own people in the fact that it's a group or faction or organization, whatever, that focuses on exploration and science and just journeying and expanding their own limitations and going where no person has gone before. But that doesn't mean they'll just lay down their arms and run at the first sight of a pirate. In Space Engineers, the Royal Galactic Federation was known as a peaceful superpower, and that's what we did. I built a massive flagship. Mind you, I never got to finish it because I got tired of Space Engineers before I could finish it. Anyway, I built this massive flagship, and we had frigates and so many just great, powerful weapons that outclassed everybody else on the map. But we didn't actually use that to our advantage. We weren't going after anyone and trying to take all their goodies. We were peacekeepers. That's what we did best, and that's what I plan on doing in Star Citizen. While talking about the game's future and the amount of potential it has is great because it keeps you excited, sometimes it's really nice to just look at what you have now. Arena Commander in its current state is a lot of fun. I keep wanting to come back to it and play some more and practice dogfighting. And that's great, because that shows you that you're excited about something and that the game you're playing has actually got some quality to it. All that being said, you can definitely expect some more Star Citizen content from me in the future. And if you guys would like to see more videos regarding Star Citizen, do let me know. I'll try to bring you some more videos sooner than I normally would by just playing the game solo. So, now is about the time. I thank you guys for watching another episode of Sessions with Sev, and I leave you with one last bit of Star Citizen Epic. I'll catch you guys next time.